Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. The hair that we're going to be using today is from Wiggins Hair. It comes in this nice satin bag, and this is the unit, and it also came with a nice satin scarf, which is so perfect for laying your units down. The unit is in length 14, but you guys will see it actually looks like it's 16 inches. So you do get a good amount of length for the price that you pay. I also want to note that this unit is affordable. For the length that I got, it was about $152, which is a very good price. It is a 13x6 lace front unit, so you do get a good amount of parting space and everything. It does come with combs on the inside. It doesn't have an elastic band, but you could sew that on if you'd like. Now, this is what the knots look like. They're not really pronounced. And I could have actually gotten away with using my staple, which is a Sally Hansen method, and I actually wish I had just done that, but I wanted to switch it up a bit, so I did decide to bleach the knot, so I'm going to show you all what I did. Alright, so these are the products that I used. I used the Quick Glue this time rather than the B2 powder that I typically use, and I used the 40 volume developer. I put about 2 scoops of the powder into the container, and this powder is supposed to be better for eliminating the brassiness that you typically get when you use other bleach powders. Oftentimes you have to add a purple temporary dye or something like that, but this eliminates that process, and also having to use the purple shampoo after the process. But I feel like when I did it, my consistency was a little too thick, so you want to actually make it thinner, not so much to where it's going to bleed over onto the hair, but thick enough to where it's a nice paste and it looks more so like pancake batter. I don't know why I did it so thick, but I'm a little rusty. I haven't done this in a while. This is also my first time using this particular bleach powder. Let me know if you all use this or not. Also, another technique to use is to use a plastic spoon. Don't use metal. Use a plastic one, and using the back of the spoon, it's going to allow for you to easily distribute the product and to press in without pressing too heavy into the lace. And this is going to allow for you to be able to make sure that it's nice and pasty and it's the way that it should be distributed onto the lace, so that you get a really nice bleaching process going. Again, mine didn't turn out right because I didn't do it thin enough, but next time we're gonna be better. So this is what it's looking like after I've applied all the product to the lace. I'm just gonna let it sit for about 20 minutes and then begin to wash it off. So now that 20 minutes has passed, I'm now gonna rinse the hair off. So I start by rinsing off all the product first, and then I follow it up with the neutralizing shampoo. This is what it looks like. Using this product, I applied it to the lace as well as to the hair to thoroughly cleanse it, and then I followed it up with a conditioner. And the conditioner really doesn't matter. I just picked up the first conditioner in my cupboard. This one is by Cantu. It's a hydrating conditioner. I applied it generously all over the hair and then proceeded to rinse it out. This is the amount of shedding that I received, which was very minimal. It was about 2 to 3 strands. This is what the knots look like. As you can see, it didn't really take very well. So guys, learn from my mistakes. So you know what we're about to do. We're about to do the Sally Hansen. I'm going to turn the unit over, proceed to spray on the Sally Hansen in color Deep Glow. I'm going to spray that all over the lace. And I typically follow it up with a foundation brush to stipple it in. I don't know why I didn't do that, but nevertheless, I turned it over and I'm spraying water on the front of the unit first. And then I'm going to begin to detangle the hair, which really wasn't necessary, but I'm just using a detangling brush in order to just comb through the hair, make sure it's flowing the way that I desire, parting it off, making sure that I have a side part because that's the look that I'm going for this particular style. And then I'm going to allow for the hair to air dry overnight. Okay guys, so it's the next morning, and as you all know, I recently straightened my hair, so I haven't been wanting to put any products on my edges, and I especially don't want to apply gel right now. So this is what the hair is looking like after it's air dried. It's super soft. The hair looks very pretty. It's nice and laid. Everything's ready to go. The lace looks great. So now I'm going to proceed to actually install the unit, but this time, instead of applying the gel directly onto my edges, I am going to apply it to the front perimeter of my hairline onto my skin rather than onto my actual edges. That's what I typically do because I have a low hairline, but if you're someone who doesn't have a low hairline, then you don't have this problem. You naturally just put it on your skin. Well, I hope that's what you're doing. I'm going to be using the Got2b glue. This is what I always use in order to lay my units down. And as you can see, I'm putting it just before my edges.
Here we go again. I gotta pay these bills, save something. I need 10 more hours in a day.
So now that I've dried the gel until it's tacky, this is what it's looking like. I'm going to begin to apply the unit. And you may have noticed with this new technique, I have not already cut off the lace prior to installing it. that's what I generally do, but I left the lace on and I'm going to begin to use the lace in order to grip the hairline so that I can place it down over where I'm applying the lace over the Got2b glue gel. And having the lace there does help to manipulate it so much more. It also helps me to be able to apply the amount of pressure that I need on the front hairline. But this melt the lace method definitely has its disadvantages, and I'm going to talk to you guys about those later.
And when I'm feeling stuck, something else comes up. Sometimes I wanna have fun, but I can't. Got problems that I'm dealing with. So many mistakes I made. I'm living with so many. But I gotta find a way to make it through today.
Now that we've laid everything down, we need to make sure it has time to set. I naturally use an elastic band, but I think the one that I had was a little too short. So I put that aside and grabbed the satin scarf that I remembered was in the packaging, which came in handy. This is such a great addition that Wiggins Hair has offered, and I hope that more companies will begin providing these along with their units. This was really awesome. So after tying up the satin scarf, I'm gonna allow for that to set. In the meantime, I do want to refine the part a bit more, so I'm using my MAC Studio Fix Plus in order to do so.
I'm leaning on a song that says everything's gonna be okay. Stop carrying problems through your life. Just let it be, 'cause everything will happen. So get up on your feet and stop worrying about things.
About 10 minutes has passed and now it's time to remove the satin scarf and everything is all set. I don't have to worry about the Got2b glue gel lifting or anything. So now I can begin to cut the lace off. But before doing that, I did decide to tweeze the hairline just a bit more to make sure it was to my liking, and having it on your head, you can kind of see it a little better. The lace also allows for you to have a perfect grip, and I'm just taking out the excess hairs, continuing to tweeze, and then I'm going to be ready to actually begin cutting the lace off. Now, this is the tricky part. Many individuals make this process look so easy, but it can be quite dangerous. You could cut yourself in the process, and trust me, I know because I have one time before when I tried this process. Also, from my experience, it's very, very difficult to get as close as possible to the hairline. It also requires a great deal of tugging at your skin. And guys, during this process, I did not wear makeup because I'm telling you, your makeup would be destroyed during this process. I don't understand how individuals do this with makeup on. Let me know if you all use this method or not. Is it easy for you? Do you have a challenge like me? Honestly, this is probably the last time I'm ever using this method because it was very time consuming and I felt like it was quite messy and I had to go back and fix things quite a bit because there was areas where maybe I placed it a little too far in front and I had to actually go back and now apply more Got2b glue gel in order to press it down. It was just too much for me. I don't really enjoy this method. I'd rather cut the lace off prior to actually installing the unit on my head because this was a lot, and I'm so glad I did not put makeup on because I would have been so mad because my makeup would have been destroyed.
Everything's gonna change when you surrender. Get rid of bad people in your life. Have faith and see that anything can happen. So get up on your feet and stop worrying about things. Here we go again. I gotta start all over making friends. I need better people in my space. I wanna be in love. Other times I just wanna give up. I need to learn to trust, but I can't. Got problems that I'm dealing with. So many mistakes I made. I'm living with so many. But I gotta find a way to make it through today. I'm leaning on a song that says everything's gonna be okay. Stop carrying problems through your life. Just let it be, 'cause everything will happen. So get up on your feet and stop worrying about things.
Hey guys, look how messy the area around my hairline looks. It just does not look good at all, and I didn't even have any alcohol. Like, Mary, why don't you have alcohol? So I had to use witch hazel and I had to scrub that Got2b glue off. It was so not cooperative. After completing this process, I also noticed that the lace looks a little light, so I'm now going in with my Ruby Kiss Creator and I'm just putting that along the hairline just to make sure that that's a little more muted. I did also later contour that area a little more when contouring my forehead just to make sure it blended much better, and you guys will see that in a moment.
Everything's gonna change when you surrender. Get rid of bad people in your life. Have faith and see that anything can happen. So get up on your feet and stop worrying about things. Everything is gonna work out fine. Everything is gonna be okay. Everything is gonna come on time. All I gotta do is live today. Everything is gonna end just right. Everything is gonna fall in place. Don't worry about you. Stop worrying about everything. Everything is gonna work out fine. Everything is gonna be okay. Everything is gonna come on time. All I gotta do is live today. Everything is gonna end just right. Everything is gonna fall in place. Don't worry about you. Stop worrying about it. Everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay. Stop carrying problems through your life. Let it be, just let it be. 'Cause everything will happen. So get up on your feet. Stop worrying about it.
Alright y'all, these are the finished results. This hair looks absolutely gorgeous. Once again, it is the loose deep wave texture. It's at 180% density, so it is full. If you were to go down to 150, it's still going to look great. And as shared at the beginning of this video, I shared with you guys that it is in length 14, but for me, it kind of looks like it would be length 16. Let me know your thoughts. I look forward to your feedback. Also, be sure to let me know if you guys have been using this technique. Does it work for you? Do you have struggles like I do with this method? Will you be trying it? If you haven't, let us sister know. I love you guys. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.
Everything's gonna change when you surrender.